Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford Paddock. I'm McKola outside Old Trafford. As you can see, it's looking glorious right there. But what I saw on the pitch was not glorious. Manchester United, we aren't very good, are we? We're just not very good. That's the easiest way I could say it. We couldn't pass win today. And most of those players that kept giving the ball away were in the middle of the park. And that's a huge, huge problem for Manchester United. From back to front, we just weren't good enough. David De Gea, to be fair, he was good enough today. He made a few outstanding saves. One of them in the second half was remarkable. I thought the ball was destined for the back of the net. He saved us again today. You could argue his distribution, that isn't good enough. And you know what? I'm happy to listen to that because I can see where people come from. But he is the best goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping in the world. And he brought another one out of the bag today. That was fantastic. In defence, Maguire, Varane. I thought Varane had a weird game today. Thought he was lucky to get that goal chalked off, the second goal. Maguire, he was given a good reception from Manchester United fans, and Leicester fans were giving him a hard time. He's a former Leicester player. His performance was average. I don't know what else we can expect from him. Look, defensively, I don't think he made any errors today, but there's always things like a pass that's overhit or hit too hard into a player's feet, so he has to take an extra touch, and then we get pressed, and it's little errors in terms of the way we pass the ball, the way we move the ball, passes being just behind people. And Maguire's not the only one that's responsible or guilty of that. I mean, Varane was doing it today. Luke Shaw started. He went off, I think it was with an injury, but he weren't particularly good. Telles come on, wasn't much better. Diogo Dalot, he got torn apart by Harvey Barnes at one point. To be fair, he did okay with Harvey Barnes, but going forward again, not great today. And their improvements on Wan-Bissaka and their improvements on Luke Shaw. But again, are Telles and Dalot good enough for this Manchester United if we want to move forward? Probably not. Maguire, I was glad to see that we gave him support today and we got behind him after what happened midweek for him. But is he good enough? Is he captain material? Probably not. Midfield, McTominay today I thought was abysmal. Doesn't show for the ball enough, doesn't ask for the ball enough, doesn't want it enough off the centre-backs. He goes hiding. We're on the ball and he's marking their players. It don't make sense to me at times with McTominay. And look, he's an academy player. He supports Man United. We have all these connections to him and that's great. But if Manchester United were where we needed to be, he wouldn't even be on the bench for us because he's not good enough. Fred, he has the enthusiasm, he has the work rate, he has the energy, but again, doesn't really have the quality. He did get a good goal from him today, but I don't think he has the quality there that we need. Paul Pogba, not good enough today. Bruno started up front, and when he was up front as our only striker or false nine, he spent most of his time in midfield, and then we put him in midfield, he spent most of his time as the furthest man up front. That just didn't make sense to me today as well, and he's got to have some sort of composure in his game. He's got to have some sort of sense in his movement and his pressing and his running. Just didn't have it. It was so easy to play against. I think teams can come here. How long ago did we sell Johnny Evans? And Johnny Evans was just mopping everything up for them. To be fair, Johnny Evans still walks into our team now. You look at Leicester's midfield. You look at any team that comes to Old Trafford and their midfield, it's better than ours. Tielemans, gets into our team. They didn't even have Ndidi today. And they still had a much better midfield than us. I just don't know where we are. And look, I thought Rangnick was the right choice at that time. I was probably wrong about that now. You look at the results that we're getting, aren't good enough. The performances aren't good enough. He isn't inspiring anything out of these players, but it's not his fault. We've seen these performances for a long time under Rangnick, under Ollie, under whoever. They're continuous things, and it comes from the top of the club, in my opinion, in terms of the leadership. We give out, over the last couple of years, five years, we've given out contracts left, right and centre to players that haven't been successful at the club, that haven't done what they needed to do. That creates a culture where you can just get by. Our top four's all right, fifth on a trophy's all right, and we've kind of created these standards for ourselves now where we're not going to get top four, but if we got it, we'd be celebrating. And it's like, how bad has it got? Because this season started as a season where we were hoping to challenge for some big trophies. So you're looking around and you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for leaders, you're looking for hope. And there's not really much of that around at the moment. And it's difficult with an interim manager. It's difficult when you can't make signings. It's difficult with this group of players. But the season's gone now. Just what's the point in carrying on with this? Because we're not learning anything new. We know most of these players aren't good enough. And even the players that we think are good enough had bad days today. So United need to improve. going forward, the league season's done. The league season is done. We're not getting top 4. Play some of the youth. Like, I don't know, we had no striker today. Play Charlie McNeil up front. Give him a chance. I don't know, give Zidane Iqbal a chance, make me happy. Just do something that isn't this. Because we're coming here every week. We're seeing players put in half-assed performances. At the end there, I saw Maguire and Delo give each other a little high five, and I thought, we just drew 1-1 with Leicester. What's all that about? I don't know. Standards are in the gutter at the moment. And the leadership has to come from the top. You employ an interim manager. Your players are going to treat him like an interim manager. You haven't made an announcement or a decision on who's next. You know, the club's just a shambles from top to bottom. We're crying out for leadership from the boardroom. We're crying out for leadership from the dugout. We're crying out for leadership from our captain and our players, and we're not getting any of it. And Manchester United fans today, they backed their team. They were singing hard, but they deserve a lot better than what's being served up at the minute. No Champions League football next season now. I think that's obvious. Europa League, Conference League, embarrassing. If we even end up in there, just call the season a day now. Can we start all over again? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. But as I said, United season is over. We've got players out here that aren't good enough. And we need to look forward to the future. Maybe you give a few of those youngsters a chance. I don't know, but it's dangerous as well, because do you bring them into this dressing room where everyone's upset and down and depressed? I don't know. Anyway, make sure you keep it like, share, comment, subscribe and all that. Till next time, I've been Adam McKola. I'm out of here.